how's it going? This is Nanice, and this is your astrology reading for the lunar eclipse in Taurus, which is happening on Friday, November the 19th at 10:57 a.m. Cairo, Egypt time. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you have not yet already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you to all my existing subscribers. Your support means so much to me. And please please share this video with your friends and send me a comment. Where are you watching this video from? How are you experiencing this moment in time? All these actions really help to support my channel in growing. So thank you so much for your support. So I'm going to start off by talking about the collective energy for this lunar eclipse. Then I'm going to go through each individual zodiac sign on what this eclipse may mean for you. A lunar eclipse is like a juiced up full moon. It is like a full moon on steroids. It is a time of marked and fated endings. It's a door closing. It's time for harvest. So it's likened to a fruit has ripened on the tree and is ready to fall off. But do not fear. With an ending, there's always a new beginning. And during a time of an eclipse, it's meant to happen. It's fated, and it is God's will. So it's up to us to see the beauty in that and to surrender. Lunar eclipses are not a time to do ceremonies, to do rituals, to charge your crystals. It's not a time for that. It's a time instead to pray, to stay humble, to be quiet, and to fast. Like I said, to surrender yourself, to surrender your will to God. Eclipses are traditionally considered malefic. They were not celebrated because the lights are being occulted. They're being covered. So it's a time to lay low and pray for the best outcome. So this eclipse is happening in Taurus, which is the earthy feminine temple of Venus. And Venus is a planet that's symbolic of all the beautiful things, all the pleasant things in life, and all the sweet things. And in Taurus, it is about the earthy manifestation of Venus. So it's the earthy manifestation of beauty and pleasing things. So Taurus has a lot to do with the things we value, the things we like, food, money, commodities, currencies. These are all basic Taurian themes. And an eclipse, as I said earlier, is about a fated ending or a door closing. And this eclipse is going to bring about an ending to our current value system, somehow our current financial system, our current trading system, or the way we value things. Perhaps there will be even more a series of sudden events from now till the end of the year, and maybe perhaps over the next 6 months, of things that will profoundly affect our world trade and of our economy and of our financial systems. This lunar eclipse has the potential to be traumatic, cathartic, or at best spiritually enlightening. Depends on how you decide to perceive the events that are about to happen. And I say this because this lunar eclipse is happening conjunct the fixed star Algol. Algol is known as a very challenging star, fixed star in the sky. It's a word. The name Algol comes from the Arabic al-Ghul, which it means demon, evil spirit, or devil. So I don't mean to scare you guys or anything, but I'm just telling you what kind of energy we're dealing with here. Funnily enough, the word al-Ghul in Arabic is also the word where the word alcohol comes from the same Arabic word, which is also the same star named Algol. They're all related, because when one drinks enough alcohol, they start to lose their heads. So this is a time to be very careful of your own mental health. If you suffer from anxiety and depression, these sort of things, or if you have suicidal thoughts, please seek help, because you may find this current time challenging to navigate. People could be losing their heads. If you have problems with addictions, it's time to be careful as well, that things could suddenly like get out of hand and blow up. So, and it will not be good. So watch out for that. And Algol also has to do with pain. So there could be some pain-related incidents occurring at this time. And in general, but Algol is also a star, it's not all negative. It's also a star that is symbolic of protection and raw feminine power. So in a more positive, and it's also a star that like shows what is of integrity and what's not. So it's a kind of good litmus test of what is of our current value systems, and the intentions that one may have towards what we own or what we want to earn or what we want to own. And if there's anything based on trickery or shadiness or selfishness, it's not going to work out well. So and it's going to show around this time. There could be very important, powerful people losing their position or losing their heads around this time as well. So those are things to watch out for. So that's all I have for the collective. I'm going to go through each individual zodiac sign and talk about what this eclipse may mean for you. So for Aries, this eclipse, this lunar eclipse, is happening in your second house of personal possessions, money, personal resources, and assets, including your time and skill set. So there's going to be an ending of a chapter, a closing of a door, or a harvest having to do with those topics. For Taurus, this is happening in your very personal part of the sky, the first house, having to do with your body, your appearance, your health, vitality, character, spirit, and psychology. So I would take particular care for your health right now. Take good care of yourself, physical and mental, because you may be going through some challenges having to do with these things. There's going to be a kind of ending or a letting go having to do with those topics as well. So for Gemini, this is happening in your 12th house of hidden enemies, secrets, self-sabotage, addictions, hospitals, monasteries, retreats, prisons, isolation, ego loss, and large animals. So with the Algol combination that I was talking about earlier, really watch out for substance abuse or just taking too much of something that you're hooked onto right now, because it could really, things may not be good for you with the 12th house lunar eclipse for Geminis out there. So, and if you do have problems with anxiety, depression, and you have unhealthy coping mechanisms, it's a good time to seek help for that. For Cancer, this is happening in your 11th house of friends, social groups, allies, benefactors, and wishes for the future. So there's going to be a fruition, a culmination, and an ending having to do with those topics. For Leo, this is happening in your 10th house of career, public reputation, what you are known for, honors and privileges and advancements, and how you spend your days. So for example, if you don't have a career, if you're a stay-at-home parent or a caregiver, it could be having to do with those topics as well. And it's an ending, a culmination, a door closing having to do with those topics. For Virgo, this is happening in your 9th house of God, higher education, spirituality, mysticism, astrology, law, politics, religion, long distance trips, foreign countries, foreign people, and foreign things. So there's going to be an ending, a door closing, an ending of a chapter having to do with those topics. For Libra, this is happening in your 8th house of death, taxes, loans, debts, inheritance, karmic debts, a sense of you owing something to someone or someone owing something to you. And there's going to be, a lunar eclipse means there's going to be a door closing, a closing of a chapter, an ending of a story, and a letting go having to do with those topics. For Scorpio, this is happening in your 7th house of partnerships, spouse, one-on-one relationships, romantic relationships, business partnerships, and clients. So there's going to be, it's going to be felt strongly by Scorpios because it's happening happening between the Taurus Scorpio axis. So this is going to be an important eclipse for you, and it's going to be about an ending having to do with those topics that I just listed. So for Sagittarius, this is happening in your 6th house of daily routines, sickness, toil, labor, workers, employees, and pets. So there's going to be an ending having to do with an ending, a culmination, a harvest, a closing of a door having to do with those topics. And I want to add that it's a time to really take good care of your mental and physical health because of the influence of algol of this eclipse. Really take good care of yourself during this time. For Capricorn, this is happening in your 5th house of good fortune, also known as the joy of Venus. This is happening in a pleasant part of the sky for you. So there may be a fruition, a harvest, or a closing of a chapter having to do with the topics of children, pregnancy, creativity, arts, recreation, hobbies, and pleasure. And also if you have children, it's a good time to make sure that they're okay, their mental health is okay, that they're I don't mean to scare you, but so that they're safe and sound mentally and physically as well. For Aquarius, this is happening in your 4th house of foundation, home, family, father, parents, ancestry, land, property, things hidden under the earth, secrets, mysteries, the grave. These are all topics, 4th house topics that may come up around this lunar eclipse. And there's going to be an ending or a culmination or a harvest, completion, a door closing having to do with those topics. And you may feel this eclipse strongly since Aquarius is going to be it's going to be squaring this lunar eclipse for you. So you're going to feel this quite strongly, quite dynamically. For Pisces, this is happening in your 3rd house of siblings, extended family, neighborhood, neighbors, folk culture, reading, writing, communicating, journalistic activities, basic education, teaching, the life of the intellect, the life of the mind, the everyday commute, and short distance trips. So there's going to be a culmination, a harvest, a door closing, an ending of a chapter having to do with those topics. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this reading helps. If you want to book a reading with me, please email me. If you find value to these videos, please consider donating to my channel via PayPal. And I'm wishing you all a very, very blessed lunar eclipse in Taurus, and I'll be speaking to you guys soon. Bye.